Good evening everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officer Sara 24/7. So first of all, let me know is audio video both are okay, are we good to go? And in today's session, as you know, we have already started the Achiever series, and this is our next session for your Achiever series, in which we are discussing Module B of IE/IFS. So as we know, every day we are discussing one particular unit of your IE/IFS from Module B, because we have completed the Module A and started the Module B. So in today's session, the Module B class we are going to have is 5th class. That's your, I can say, if we talk about IE/IFS subject, the Module B starts from the unit number 12 and it ends with the unit number 19. And if we are talking today about the 5th class, it means we are going to talk about the unit number 16. Okay, we are going to talk about what? We are going to talk about the unit number 16. Clear? So unit number 16 we have is your, okay, unit number 16 we have is your business cycle. So business cycle is the part of your Module B, and when it comes to the Module B, it is a very small module, but a little bit conceptual understanding is required in the Module B. So do make sure whenever you are reading Module B content, do read with the understanding of the concept. Do not try to mug up the things or the definitions in the Module B. So when it comes to the business cycle, Acha, before starting the session, first those candidates who are joining our session for the first time, I would like to inform them all that we are having these IE/IFS Achiever series Monday to Saturday only on Officer Sara 24/7 in the evening at 7 p.m. So do make sure you join these session on the regular basis, and if you haven't seen the earlier session, what you can do, you can watch the recording, because in the playlist all the sessions recording is already available. Okay. So let's continue here. If we talk about the business cycle, so as we do in every session, first we will understand the topic and then we will practice certain questions on this topic. So first of all, business cycle is a very simple topic. It's a very simple topic, trust me. If you cover this topic, it will take hardly 1.5 hour of yours, and in which you will be able to complete the concept and you will be able to practice the topic wise test as well. Both can be done, and definitely 2 marks question can be seen from here. So this is a very small topic, very interesting topic, very easy topic, and this is giving you how much marks? 2 marks. So do make sure you definitely cover this. Okay, now when I talk about business cycle, it's simply a cycle which have a wave-like movement. Wave-like movement, it means the situation or the phases of business cycle move like a wave. Okay, that's what the wave-like movement we're talking about. So actually the business cycle can also be known as an economic cycle, or you can call it a trade cycle. Trade cycle, economic cycle, business cycle, all are 3 same. Okay, in which we are checking like how the production capability or the production varies from one situation to another. It means if there is a fluctuations in the production as well as in situation of your economic activities, that fluctuation will be studied by the business cycle. It has 4 phases. The phase 1 we have peak, or you can call it a boom. Second, we have your recession. Third, we have your depression. And fourth, we have your recovery. So these are the 4 phases of business cycle that we have to study. They are also known as with the different names. But now in your chapter, in your book, these 4 names have been given: peak, recession, depression, and recovery. So peak, I guess you understood, it's a boom of your business, it's a boom of your economic activities, it's a boom of your production activity, and that's a peak. It means when the maximum production, the maximum customer base, the maximum growth of all the economic activities have been seen. That is known as your peak, or you can call it a boom. And the recession means when your economic activities start declining. Okay, it means the economic indicators start declining. That's your recession. Depression means those economic indicators became worst. Recession is also negative, depression is also negative, but recession comes when till 2 quarters there is a decline in the GDP was falling. That's a recession. And depression is the situation which is much more worse in comparison to your recession. And then there is a recovery. It means economy is trying to grow and economy is trying to come on the on its growth cycle for a particular period of time. That is known as your business cycle, and these are the 4 phases. Okay, so there are 4 phases of business cycle, trade cycle, economic cycle, whatever you want, you can call out of these 3 names. And do remember, apart from that, if we talk about this situation from recession to depression, this is a contraction. Each business cycle need one expansion and one contraction. Expansion means where the economic activities are growing, where the economic activities are increasing, where the economic indicators are growing. That is actually your expansion. And what is contraction? Contraction means where your economic activities are declining, where your production activities are declining, and this is the contraction. So I will show you here. This part is your expansion. This part is your expansion part, and this phase is your contraction phase. Okay, and no business cycle will be completed until and unless one expansion and one contraction in it. So both have to be there in the business cycle. Okay, chalo. So let's continue. This is what you have to cover. So what actually you have to cover in business cycle? What is business cycle? Apart from that, you have to understand what are the characteristics, features of business cycle. Then the different 4 phases. You have to study like what are the characteristics of each and every phase of business cycle. Okay, so let's move forward and practice certain questions that will give you more understanding of the topic. So first question is asking which of the following is characteristics of business cycle. The characteristic of business cycle you have to answer here. First is saying there can be no indefinite depression or eternal boom period. Second is saying business cycles are pervasive in their effect. Third is saying the up and down movements are not symmetric. And the fourth one is saying here all of the above. And you have to answer out of these 4 which of the following characters true. Achha, it is already showing you the answer. Okay. So the answer is obviously you have seen, and this is true, that there can be no indefinite depression and no eternal boom period. Second is also true, business cycles are pervasive in effect. It means business cycles effect will be very big. And if one industry is having the depression, it will spread to other industries as well. That's why we are saying that pervasive means very big. It affects at a very big level. Now next we have the up and down movements are not symmetrical. That is also true. So the right answer will be all of the above. Okay, all are the characteristics of your business cycle. Second question. That is asking about which of the following is a feature of business cycle. Now you have to answer which of the following is feature of business cycle. First is saying it's a regular phenomenon. Second is saying it's a predictable phenomenon. Third is saying it is a repetitive phenomenon. And fourth is saying none of these is correct. So let me know which of the following is correct. So if we talk about the feature of business cycle, do remember these 3 statements, that business cycle is not regular. Business cycle is not predictable. Business cycle is not repetitive. It means answer is none of these is correct. None of these statement is correct about the features of business cycle, because when you talk about business cycle, it is not regular. You cannot say that every year for 3 periods there will be, for 3 months there will be peak, for next 3 months there will be recession, for next 2 months there will be a depression, and therefore next 2 months there will be a recovery. You can't say that. It's not regular. It's not predictable. You cannot predict like when it, you cannot say in upcoming March we will be facing the recession. You can't say that. It is not predictable. It can be changed. The situation can be changed. It is uncertain. Then it is not a phenomenon. It's not a repetitive as well. Okay, so right answer, repetitive means in the sense it's not like this, these phases will not come again. They will come, but not in the same sequence. Like if I am saying January, actually not January, let's just start with the financial year, April, July, October. These are the 3 months. Let's say, for example, here we have faced peak, here we have faced recession, and let's say here we have faced recovery. So it is not repetitive, means it's not like in the next, this was happened, let's say in 2023. So you cannot say in the 2024 the same thing will be there. So it is not a repetitive phenomena. So right answer will be D. None of these are correct. Right answer is D. Okay. Next question. Next is asking that the following are the major characteristics of which phase of business cycle. First is saying there is a general decline in demand as economic activity slow down. Second, inflation remains low or slows, further sign of failing. Third, employment falls, unemployment rises. Fourth, industries resort to rise to price cuts to stay in business. Out of these 4, what do you think these are the characteristics of which phase? So now you can easily understand. First is saying there is a general decline in demand. If there is a decline, it cannot be boom, obviously. Okay, because in boom, the demand will be rising. Second is saying that inflation remains low and or further signs of falling is there. It means your economy is more declining. Then employment falls and unemployment rises. So when unemployment falls and when employment falls and unemployment rises, this is the situation of what? It is the situation of recession, and industries have to cut their prices to stay in the business, because now the people are not demanding goods and services. And if the people are not demanding goods and services, you have to sell in a less prices so that you will be able to earn your money, or you will be able to survive in the market. So you will, whatever stock you have to make sure that a stock will be bought by the public, you have to reduce the prices, and that's why it is the recession period. So right answer will be B, recession. Okay, now next question we have here, pick the odd man out. Odd man out means the particular term out of these 4 which is not symmetric, like they are not from same context. We are not talking about the same context here. So but you can see easily, slowdown is not from a same context, because boom, depression, recovery, all these are the phases of business cycle. So they are symmetric to each other, they are from the same context, but not the slowdown. Slowdown is not a phase. So right answer will be C. Next we have here, the business cycle is also known as entrepreneurial cycle, economic cycle, vicious cycle, none of the above. And when it comes to the business cycle, it's not the entrepreneurial cycle, not the vicious cycle, it is the economic cycle, or you can call it what? You can call it a trade cycle as well. You can call it a trade cycle, you can call it a economic cycle. Okay, so right answer will be your B. Next question. Next we have here that which of the following statement is not correct regarding a business cycle. Not correct statement regarding a business cycle. First is saying various phases in business cycle are repeated. Second is saying there cannot be a decline. So you have to answer not a correct one. First is saying the various phases in the business cycle are repeated. Second, there cannot be definite boom or depression period. Third, business cycle are pervasive in their effect. Fourth, the upward movement is more sudden, violent than the downward movement. Now you have to answer which of the following here is not correct. So it is very true that the phases in business cycle are repeated. Boom will repeat again, the recession will repeat again. Then there cannot be definite boom and depression. This we have already seen in the first question, I think. Then it is also pervasive. This is very true, we have seen, but this is not true, because it's not the upward movement which is more sudden and more violent. It is the downward movement. So the statement should be like the downward movement is more sudden and violent than the upward movement, but it is written inversely, or that's why the right answer will be your D option. Okay, right answer we have is D option. Next. So you can see it is saying a wave of prosperity or depression in one industry, in the case of a business cycle, will generate a wave in other industries soon. Which are the following feature of business cycle it represents? So I have told you like business cycle is a wave-like movement because it goes like that. But when it is saying a wave of prosperity and depression in one industries, in the case of a business cycle, it will generate a wave in the other two. It means what? If the textile market is facing recession, and because of that the other markets can also face the recession, and this is what the business cycle is synchronic. So if there is a prosperity or depression in one industry, it will impact the entire industry and the other industries also. And that's why we say now that business cycle have its effect in very big level. It's a pervasive in effect. We have studied that already as a feature of the business cycle. So right answer will be your B, that a business cycle is synchronic. It means if one industry is having a wave of prosperity or depression, it will be soon seen in the other industries too. Okay, B answer is correct. Next question. Which phase of business cycle is also known as a crisis? Now what is crisis? Crisis, now you can simply understand that the demand is declining. There is crisis, it means there is a high unemployment, and this will happen when there is no demand. And if there is no demand, it cannot be boom. Okay, it cannot be recovery. It can be either depression or recession, but the depression is the worst, or I can say when your economic activities reach to the lowest level, that's a depression. So the right answer will be recession. So the crisis period of business cycle is your recession. Okay, it is what? It is your recession. So the right answer will be D. Clear? So, acha, what is the difference between recession and depression then? Hana, a lot of people ask the situation. Like they both look like same. No, they are not same. When the GDP of your country declines continuously for 2 quarters, it creates recession. It creates what? Recession. And what happens in recession? First, in the recession, the corporate's demand was not the demand, actually the earning will start declining. It means company will start earning less amount of money, and because of that, because the corporate's earning is declining, what happened next? The unemployment increases. If the corporate is not earning the sufficient amount of money, it will start firing the people, so unemployment rises, and because of that your wages will decrease. And when this starts happening for 2 quarters, that is known as recession. When this recession and these things continues, with that you can see your GDP is obviously declining, your unemployment is obviously increasing. Okay, your per capita income started declining, your national income started declining, your economic growth started declining, and they reach to the lowest point. They reach to their lowest point. Like in recession, they started declining, but that was not lowest. So I can say the worst situation of recession, when recession itself becomes the worst, so at the worst level, that is known as depression. Okay, that's the difference. So see, whenever economy is declining, now let's say this is your phase. Now whenever economy start declining from here, it first face deflation, then it face recession. Okay, then it face depression. So all the three are on the same context, like they are in the situation when the economy having a contraction, when economy is declining, but the level of declining, the level of losses will be different in deflation, in recession, and depression. Okay, so right answer here is this D, that recession is also known as the crisis. Next, the underemployment of both men and material is characteristic of which phase? Now, I guess unemployment everybody knows. What is unemployment? Unemployment simply means when, what we can call it, unemployment simply a way in which you can find that the person who is physically and mentally capable of working, the person who is willing to work, the person who is skilled to do a work, and the person who is looking for a job. All these 4 activities are done by the person who is looking for a job. He is skilled, he is physically, mentally fit, he is looking for a job but is still not able to find one. That situation is known as your unemployment. Okay, so but here we have a underemployment. What is underemployment? So unemployment means you are willing to work, you are skilled, you are physically fit, you are mentally fit, you are looking for a job but still you are not getting a job. That's a unemployment. And underemployment means you got the job but you have to somehow lower your, what we can call, level. Like you deserve the much better job, you deserve the money in a job that should be more, which you are getting right now, but you have to settle down for a less. That's the situation, is underemployment. And this happens when there is a depression. Like for example, if you remember after COVID, so at the time of COVID, the lockdown was there and a lot of people have lost their jobs, and those who were having jobs, they were working at a less salary, or we can say the salary was not less but they are not getting paid on the time. These kind of situations were there. And when the economic lockdown have been removed and people started working, so obviously we have seen that people have to settle down for the less, because the companies know, the market knows they do not have a job, they will agree to work in a less amount of salary, and that's what is the depression. So in the depression, underemployment will be seen, like the men and material both have to settle down for less what they actually belongs to. Okay, so the right answer will be your A. This is the characteristics of depression. Next, which of the following is not a feature of a recession? First, the demand exceeds the supply. Second, future investment plans are put on hold. Third, workers are retrenched. Producers are forced to reduce the price. So I have told you the unemployment will increase. So workers are retrenched. This is very much true. It's a characteristic of recession. Then they have to reduce the prices because people do not have money, they do not have job, they do not asking for more goods and services. So you have to reduce your prices so that whatever stock you have, that will be bought by the public. Then it is also true that in the time of recession, you have lost your job or your wages have been reduced. In that situation, you have to somehow settle for future investment. Like you have to hold your investment plans. Like I was thinking before the COVID, let's for example, before COVID, I was thinking let's start our own coaching, let's say for example. And in that situation, what happened? Me and my friends have decided we will start our own venture and etc. and etc. But then COVID happened. And after COVID, we haven't taken, or obviously at the time of COVID, we haven't continued with our plan. Reason? Because let's say for example, we have decided this is the location where we open the office, the branch or whatever. And these are the faculties we are going to hire. But at the time of COVID, everything was shut. And in that situation, we have to hold our future plans. Now we said, no, we are not going to open now because might be this is one day Janta curfew, but might be it can increase by the government because COVID was such a deadly virus. And in that situation, we hold our future plan that after this lockdown will be removed, or then we will think about it. So this is what you have to do. This is also a feature, but A is not a feature. The demand exceeds the supply. No, in this situation, the demand will decrease and supply will exceed, because you already have produced goods in the market, but the people do not have money. That's why your supply will be more than demand. So right answer is A. Okay. So now let me know all these things we have discussed till now. So let me know how many answers you have given correct here. And I guess you have already taken benefit of this opportunity of your resolution batch 2024. So resolution JAIIB batch 2024, you can see here very easily that this is your batch. Now what happens? In this situation, you will find this resolution JAIIB May 2024 is actually a batch that is having a kind of way we are going to start your batches that definitely if you follow whatever instruction each and every mentor of yours is giving here, then definitely you will get good marks and you will pass in May 2024. Such kind of preparation we have done for this batch, and as you can see, this batch is starting from 10th of January, and on 29th of December we have announced a very good thing about resolution. Might be you have taken the advantage of that. If you haven't taken the advantage, then this is the biggest deal which is going on right now, that we have already announced on 29th, that 85% discount is going on all the batches and double validity is going on all the Mahapacks. And this is the offer started from 29th of December till 2nd of January. This offer will be there. Earlier it was only for the 1000 candidate, but now 500 more added, so it is for the first 1500 candidates who want to enroll. Okay, and this offer will end today, because as you know, today is 2nd of January. So today at night at 12 AM this offer will end. So if you are thinking about enrolling, then think soon and get the benefit out of it, because this is the first time ever we have seen such a discount in offices at 24/7, and when this occasion will repeat again, we cannot say that. Okay, so how to enroll? Just click on the 24/7 application, download the application, then go to the home page of the application, and there you have to, okay, one second. This is the application home page. Here you have to find out the exam category, that is JAIIB, CIB. Go here, check all the batches here, click on the JAIIB May 2024, click on view all option, and all these batches will be available in front of you. Okay, all these batches are there. How to enroll? Just click on the batch, do read the do check everything. After that, do check the validity, offerings, click on the buy now option, and if you use NY82 you will get only 82% discount, but for maximum discount you have to use a code Y496. When you use this code, you can see it will show you 84% discount, but because we want 1% additional discount, we will purchase the same batch by using the same coins, by using the same code from the application, and from application you will get 85% discount, 1 year validity by using the code Y496. Okay, so these are the process. This is the process to enroll in any batch. So in Mahapack you are getting double validity, and all the batches you are getting 85% discount. So if you haven't taken the advantage of this offer yet, then do make sure you do, because this is the last day. In the midnight 12 this offer will be ending. Okay, so take the advantage of that, and if you want regularly to join these kind of sessions on YouTube, then do make sure you subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification be given to you. And for IE IFS English medium classes, you have to join the session at 7 PM Monday to Saturday. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you all for joining the session, and take care everybody. See you in the next class.